What is a JSON? What are the key features for the JSON? So in this video, we are going to see the structure and example for the JSON. First of all, what is the JSON? JSON is an acronym for JavaScript Object Notation. It is a lightweight data interchange format that is easy for the humans to read, write, and easy for the machines to pass and generate. It is commonly used for communication between the server and the web application as a text format. It is a text-based. It is simple text, which means it easy to transfer across the network, human readable, data representation, and the language independent. So if it is a simple text, that's why we can send it over the networks by using various transfer protocols across the network. Human readable. It is structured in such a way that it is easy for the humans to read and write. For the data representation, it's a key value pair, kind of dictionary or the maps in the programming languages to represent data. Language independent. It is derived from JavaScript. However, JSON is a language agnostic and can be used with the most of the programming languages. We'll go for the basic structure, how the JSON used to form with the different objects, like what are the objects which going to be placed into the JSON, and if we have the multiple values to be stored into the JSON object, then kind of array. If the value is just specific to the boolean, either on off, true false, 1 0, so that kind of bit specific value is required, we can go for this true and false for the adding the values. So to add the object, it is used for the curly brackets for having the array number of objects into the value, number of values into the object value, then we'll go for the array. And to combine this one, those all things will be inside a curly bracket only. And the values, if the values are the true and false, we can go for such a boolean values as well for assigning you. Even for the digits, like integer numbers, we can assign to the objects of a JSON. So we are going to see this practical example, how to create a JSON into a .NET. Look at this sample example where we mention as a JSON demo. If you want to create a JSON into this project, you just simply go and add a JSON here. I'll see as a new item. In the new item, these all are the items. Like if you start from here, looking into this is alphabetically ordered. So I'll go to the JSON. So here, JavaScript JSON configuration file. So by default, it is JSON config1.json. Add into the project. So this default some excludes, it is getting added as I am adding as a configuration file. So you can just remove this for the time being to learn about more about the JSON. Let's take the example for the, like student or database. We'll say the object into the double quote. We have to add here object name. So I'll say student name. So once we give this object name into the double quote, we have to put the colon and the value for this object name. Now looking at this student name looks like a string, so we'll put this double quote again for name. So I'll say Ram as a student name. And as a student, we can put one more object as age. So we'll put age, again colon, and this age will be an integer value. So I'm putting it here, let's say 25. You can see this one is age put. Now these two values, one is a student name I have added and the age as a second object. You can see how to separate these two objects with the comma. If I'm not giving the comma, it is saying like missing and comma after an object member. So after every object member, we have to give the comma. If you have multiple members there, then again you have to put the comma and add the next object member. So I'll put it here, is present in a class, is present. Is present. So as we mentioned, it is going to be a true or false. I'll say true. So now we covered here a string value, we covered here a integer value, we'll say numeric value, and here we covered a boolean value. And one example we have seen as to represent this data into the array format, let's say some subjects, we'll put it here, subjects of the class. So subject, one more comma is missing here, I'll add in the comma, subjects. Now for this subjects value, we have to use a square bracket. So in this bracket, we'll be providing these values for the subject, let's say maths, science, and English. So these are the subjects. So this is a simple format we can create a for a creating a JSON format. So this is the object name, or we can say the key name with a ram as a value. This is the next age as a key, and the value is a 25. Next key is a present, and the value is a true. It's a boolean value, it is a number value, it is a string value. Same way for subjects, I'm saying here subjects. So subjects are in the form of a array. So math, science and English separated by comma, and we have added it inside a square bracket. So this is how we can provide the multiple values. So the simplest JSON, I'll save this JSON, and if we wanted to see this how it looks like as a value, as a file into this containing folder. So this is how this configuration file .json it looks like. And if I right click, and I can open it this into notepad as well. So if I right click and edit, it will show in this notepad as well. So it's a simple text, it is a human readable simple representation, it is easy for the key value pair generation,